What would happen if the USA invaded Greenland right now? U.S. warships appear off the coast of Greenland. Special forces land in the dead of night, seizing airstrips and key ports. The invasion has begun. The U.S. is after Greenland's untapped resources, rare earth metals critical for military, tech, and energy dominance. With China and Russia expanding influence in the Arctic, the U.S. makes its move before they can. Denmark, which owns Greenland, is outraged and scrambles to respond. It calls on NATO for help, but the alliance is divided. Does it really want war with the US? Meanwhile, Russia sees an opportunity. Moscow denounces the invasion and deploys troops to the Arctic, claiming it's protecting Arctic sovereignty. China isn't silent either. Heavily invested in Greenland's mining industry, Beijing sends warships to challenge the US in the North Atlantic, warning the US to withdraw. A tense standoff begins. The EU imposes sanctions, while Canada mobilizes forces and strengthens its border, fearing war on its doorstep. Then, the unthinkable. Denmark fires warning shots at U.S. forces, demanding the end of the invasion. A single mistake could ignite global war. The world watches, waiting to see if diplomacy prevails or if the Arctic becomes the next battlefield.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security.
Everyone here in Greenland is worried about President Trump's threats for national security reasons to take control of Greenland. They're worried that he could do it by military force. The vast majority of people here, the last polling, only 6% said they wanted the United States to take control. The vast majority of people here do want independence, but eventually, not necessarily right now. And just speaking to one person after we arrived here, he said to me, President Trump thinks he's a big man, but we don't see him that way. We think of him as a small person. They like their life here, he tells me. They're worried that it's going to change irreversibly if the United States takes control. Danish politicians are worried. Greenland politicians are worried. We know that the foreign minister from Greenland is expecting to meet, along with the foreign minister of Denmark, expecting to meet with Secretary of State Marco Rubio next week. The Danish foreign minister asked for that meeting. He said it's necessary because we need to get nuance into the conversation. They feel that the United States doesn't understand what Denmark offers, what Greenland has on tap for them already in terms of resources and potential troop deployments. The foreign minister of Denmark also said that we need to bring the rhetoric down, tone it down. But the Danish Prime Minister has used even stronger language and said, look, President Trump takes this area by force, Greenland, then that's the end of NATO. And the European Union is standing lockstep behind Denmark and Greenland right now.
After Venezuela, is this place next? Donald Trump says he needs Greenland.
We need Greenland from a national security situation.
But he doesn't need Greenland, he wants it, and here's why. One way to understand this region is to look at it from above the Arctic Circle. Now, Donald Trump says Greenland's Arctic location makes it strategically vital to the United States, particularly as the Arctic sea ice continues to melt over the coming years, opening up the area for shipping. Russia has military bases scattered along their Arctic border, and Trump claims their ships and China's are already infesting these waters. But does that add up? There's not much evidence of a naval build-up by rivals. Locals have no recollection of it. And here's the key point. The United States already has a military presence on Greenland at the Patuxent Space Base and could have much more without bothering to invade. It had many bases here during World War II, and a 1951 treaty says America could reopen them and more without bothering to annex Greenland. So who controls Greenland? This island was colonised by Denmark more than 300 years ago. It's now a semi-autonomous territory, self-governing on its internal affairs, but still economically dependent on Denmark, and Denmark's in charge of its foreign policy and defence matters. It's also protected, crucially, by Denmark's membership of NATO. But as well as security reasons, Trump wants more. He has his eyes on Greenland's rich mineral resources. Deposits dotted around the island are thought to include copper, gold, uranium and vital rare earth elements, as well as oil. He's even tried to buy the island and bribe its people. He's previously offered this incentive on social media. We are ready to invest billions of dollars to create new jobs and make you rich. But Denmark's already invited the US to exploit its minerals, so it doesn't need to seize Greenland to do so. The problem is conditions here make it phenomenally difficult to extract raw materials anyway, because they're buried so deep under the ice. So Trump's claims that America needs Greenland do not really stack up, and he risks a huge amount trying to take it. An American military intervention here would rip apart the central agreement that underpins NATO, of which Denmark and the US are both founding members.
Men jeg vil også gøre klart, at hvis USA vælger at angribe et andet NATO-land militært, så hører alting.
So what do people who actually live in this vast, remote, beautiful land more than 1,500 miles away from America make of Donald Trump's advances? Well, from the people we've been talking to this morning, not a lot.
Trump, if you're watching this, we don't like you. Don't come to Greenland. Don't buy Greenland.
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale. Greenland is not for sale.
Honestly,
leave us alone.
leave us alone.
Yeah. We Greenlanders, we don't like you. We don't like you so much. I don't know why, because Greenland is not for sale. Remember.
Yeah, he already has all the bases around Greenland already. He does not need any more. He just wants money.
He said he wants to make you great and make Greenland great.
We're already great.
We're
already great.
Happy. I think that's quite silly, and I think it's quite out of mind. And most Greenlandic people don't actually agree with it, because we are our own people and our own land.
The message to Donald Trump from Greenland's government is the same: back off and stop your fantasies about annexation.
We should prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I know Donald Trump is a businessman, but Greenland is not a product. We're a people. And that should be taken very seriously, and that should be respected.
The US threat to Greenland is taking transatlantic relations to a new low. European leaders are lining up to give Denmark their support and warn their American allies against any move on Greenland.
The future of Greenland is for Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark. I'd stand with her.
So there's no big upside for Trump taking Greenland, and a massive downside. That doesn't mean, though, he's not going to try. It would be a flagrant breach of international law, the first time a NATO country has attacked another, and polls show that Greenlanders overwhelmingly oppose the idea. But Donald Trump seems to want to be the first US president in decades to expand America's borders, and Greenland may well be where he starts. Apart from a massive diplomatic fallout and the biggest crisis in transatlantic relations in living memory, there would be little to physically stop him.
And it's crazy. I think we just want to be left alone.
On top of the world here, inside the Arctic Circle. But Greenland is also in the eye of a geopolitical storm. We're in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland, downtown. People are on their way home from work. And we want to ask them, Donald Trump says,
we need Greenland.
Can he have it?
He's again say, we take you, we buy you, we use military. And it's crazy.
I think we're all very tired of the President of America. We've always been living this very quiet and peaceful life, and of course we had the colonization of Denmark, which has caused a lot of trauma for many people. But I think we just want to be left alone.
Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, and both those countries are supposed to meet the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio next week. Will it be confrontation or will it be compromise? This is all part of a scramble for the Arctic that we're seeing right now between global superpowers, the United States, Russia, Europe, and increasingly China as well. Why? Because of all of the melting of the ice, you have far better access now to rare earths and minerals and shorter, cheaper shipping routes. And on top of that, there are strategically important defence and deterrence capabilities in the Arctic as well.
Fixated with Greenland, and why are people worried that that fixation might see the dismantling of NATO? Greenland is the largest non-continental island in the world, but it's home to only around 56,000 people, most of them the indigenous Inuit population. The local economy is reliant on fishing. It's a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark. So why is it in the eyesight of one of the most powerful men in the world? The short answer is military strategy and, of course, money. It's also home to one of the most strategic US bases. The Bodefeek space base is critically important to the US because of its positioning just 1,000 miles from the North Pole. It allows unparalleled missile warning and also space surveillance capabilities. This is because of the understanding that if Russia were to fire an intercontinental ballistic missile at the US, it would probably use the polar regions. Greenland is fast becoming the centre of a superpower contest over the Arctic. But it's not just the military significance of Greenland that has got Donald Trump interested, it's also wealth. Greenland has vast untapped deposits of rare earth minerals that are really important for making things like smartphones, electric vehicles, and even military weapons. That market right now is dominated by China, where nearly 60% of rare earth minerals are mined. Donald Trump obviously would like to change that with Greenland. But with this increasingly hostile language, he's putting himself directly against NATO partner Denmark and also his natural allies in Europe. European leaders, including our own, have issued increasingly strong statements warding Donald Trump off from a takeover of Greenland. That's become increasingly concerning with unilateral action taken in places like Venezuela. He's previously spoken about buying Greenland, and now he's talking about having it. The US argues that as the most powerful member of NATO, they should have control over this massive strategic asset. The question is, what would be the impact of that? Certainly, going up against Denmark could see the total breakdown of NATO partnerships. Why is Donald Trump so fixated with Greenland, and why are people worried that that fixation might see the dismantling of NATO? Greenland is the largest non-continental island.
Greenland, the United States has no legal right to take over Greenland. Experts say the United States has no legal right to take over Greenland, following recent comments from the Trump administration. Greenland is a self-governing territory that is part of Denmark and is internationally recognized as belonging to the Kingdom of Denmark. Experts say any such move would violate international law, stressing that Greenland's future lies in the hands of its people. Experts say the United States has no legal right to take over Greenland, following recent comments from the Trump administration. Greenland is a self-governing territory that is part of Denmark and is internationally recognized as belonging to the Kingdom of Denmark. Experts say any such move would violate international law, stressing that Greenland's future lies in the hands of its people. Experts
American national security. Denmark immediately responded. Trump just declared Greenland essential for American national security. Denmark immediately responded. This is unacceptable, but here's the problem with that response. The U.S. has militarily controlled Greenland for 80 years. Denmark's entire military, 15,000 troops, the U.S. base in Greenland, more firepower than Denmark's whole country. So when Denmark protests, what are they actually going to do? Send another strongly worded letter? Here's why Trump wants it. Greenland holds 25% of the world's rare earth minerals. China controls 70%. We need those for phones, weapons, EVs, everything. Greenland also controls Arctic shipping routes. As ice melts, new shortcuts between Europe and Asia open up. Whoever owns Greenland controls the gateway, plus oil and gas reserves that could rival the Middle East. Russia and China are racing for Arctic claims right now. If the U.S. takes Greenland, it's over for them. Denmark can't defend it, can't develop it, can't stop anyone from taking it. So their options are simple. Negotiate a deal or watch it happen without you. Because protests don't secure territory, military bases do, and the U.S. has been there since 1941. Trump just declared Greenland essential for American.
Trump says he means to have Greenland one way or another. So how do people here feel about that threat?
He's very good at making a fuss about things, so everybody keeps talking about it, just like now. He's very good at that. And I think that's his purpose, to do stuff like that, to make people uncomfortable.
You don't take him seriously?
No, not at all. We're part of NATO, so if he does something, they're gonna back us up.
He's a bad individual, just saying we're something he has to get. I think it's not the way of treating people like we're small mice or something.
There's anger at an official level too.
We should prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
And a message to President Trump from a member of the ruling coalition.
I think we're not a business, we're a people. We're a people with our own country and culture, language. We are not a product. So I think people should really think about that. I know Donald Trump is a businessman, but Greenland is not a product. We're a people, and that should be taken very seriously, and that should be respected.
So your main thrust of what you're trying to do is trying to get to the Americans to talk to you more. The opposition hopes Trump's overtures increase the chances of independence.
We should be the people that is in focus here. And when the Greenlandic people have shown time and again that we want independence, we should explore the possibilities for independence in our current situation.
When we were here almost a year ago, there was an unease about Donald Trump, but people weren't taking him all that seriously. This time round, though, there is a sense that the threat he poses is becoming a lot more real.